I think we all remember our first experience with Minecraft. This was mine, playing the tutorial world on the demo of the Xbox 360 version of the game over and over. Today's goal is to get all 80 achievements of this version in 100 days, having the passing the time achievement pop last. A couple rules for the 100 days: no automatic farms, no tutorial world, and finally, hard mode. Quick thing, I did all the multiplayer achievements already and accidentally opened up my inventory. So on day 1, I start with 1 out of the 80 offline achievements. On day 1, I load in and sprint to get wood. I use it to make a crafting table and also spot a woodland mansion, which I would come to find out is super common in this version. I set up a quick sugarcane farm, find a second woodland mansion, and create wood and stone pickaxes. I then get to mining with the goal of getting armor, because these googlies hit different in hard mode. I find iron and make a furnace so I can smelt the ore to ingots. I hit bedrock and then start strip mining in the bare bone stone, rather than deep slate that it would be today. The last update this game got was 1.14, so no fancy caves or graphics, only the classics. There was a lot of mining in these 100 days, as the Beaconator achievement requires a minimum of 1,477 ingots, or diamonds, which I find my first off during day 2. I get full iron armor and make a sword so I can protect myself. I decide to go to the surface on the morning of day 3 to get food, as you can actually starve on hard mode. I get leather after killing a cow before deciding to build a little farm, before going back down on day 4 in order to get obsidian, which I would need for 2 things: a nether portal and an enchantment table. But before that, I build a house over the next 3 days, defending myself in the night and making a bed, which I have to dye red of course. I complete the house on day 6 and head to raid the woodland mansion, where I encounter my first vindicator, and they hit hard. Very hard. I wanted to come here for their bookshelves, so I could make a full enchantment table. I head to the 2nd floor, because there was one more item I wanted from here. It is dropped by the evoker, and is called the Totem of Undying. Basically just grants you a second life after you die. I leave with 3, sleeping until day 8, where I finally make an enchantment table and some bookshelves. I also make some charcoal, before finally making a portal to the nether, where I had lots to do. Before going in, I farm a bit, making bread, breeding cows, and making a cake. I then arrive in the old, ugly nether and kill a ghast with its own attack. I find a blaze spawner and farm a couple blazes before fleeing on day 10 because I used 2 of my totems. The plan was to make fire resistance potions, nullifying most of the blaze's threat, so I kill a magma cube on the way out. On day 11, I made a brewing stand, eat a fish while waiting for the glass, and finally make the potions, and also make a potion of weakness that I would need later to cure a zombie. Then back to the nether. I swim in lava and get all the blaze rods that I would need, leaving on day 12. A creeper uses my last totem, so on day 13 I go to the other woodland mansion. I collect more, losing 1 in the process. Day 14 is back to the nether, to collect ghast tears that I would need to respawn the ender dragon. During the night, I kill a creeper with arrows and unlock an avatar award that I will show all of at the end. I also use my last totem that night. I wake up on day 15 and make a dispenser. Random achievement. I also get the classic When Pigs Fly achievement, by riding a pig and taking full damage. Also random. When night hits, I am exploring, looking for a horse, which I tame and explore atop. On day 16, I find a jungle and stop by the mansion to get another 2 totems. I fight an Enderman on horseback this night and get Ender Pearl number 1, which I of course need to fight the Ender Dragon. I go home and cast my fishing rod for a beautiful sunrise of day 17.
Creeper. Oh man.
I focus on getting more food on day 17, fishing and cooking pork chops. Then at night I would hunt Enderman and use a poison potion on a witch. I died again, so sleep the night away. Tired of dying, I prepare for a long mining trip to get better armor and weapons. I also save myself from starving with rotten flesh on day 19, before resurfacing to sleep. On day 20, I explore some more and find an ocean and collect some kelp to start the Castaway achievement. I found a spot I thought would be better for ender pearls, so on day 21, I pack up my things and move to a nearby island, setting up a temporary hut and lowering the nearby population. On day 22, I tame my 5th wolf and set up my enchantment table, all whilst only eating kelp. I fish until night and hunt endermen. On day 23, I fed a dolphin and then continue the cycle of fishing during the day and hunting during the night. I then get the Castaway achievement and can stop eating kelp. Also on day 26, I experiment with fuel using a kelp block and lava. On day 28, I built a tower so I could easily see endermen, drop down and kill them. On day 29, I improved the design, including placing a sign. I also make sure to stock up on gunpowder for when I get my elytra. On day 38, I kill a drowned and get a trident, which I deck out on day 40 after hitting level 30. Now when I throw it, it does big damage and comes back, replacing my bow and my sword as it deals 9 damage per hit. After getting my 10th ender pearl, I fish a bit more and enchant my pickaxe and head home, making 9 eyes of ender and use them to find the stronghold on day 44. I find the portal and even the last ender pearl I needed in a chest. So I light the portal. Not wanting to be unprepared, I mine for a couple days, making a chest full of cobblestone, by dyeing some leather armour for some reason, brewing potions of slow falling, and making a plant pot, before kitting up on day 47 and entering. I plan to take out the dragon's crystals with my trident and collect his breath in a bottle. I wait for her to perch and end her life. I collect all the XP and enter the portal, so I can enchant my armour, and return to the end, day 48, to collect 4 more ender pearls, so I can make 4 crystals and respawn the ender dragon. I build up to the newly spawned end gateway to get transported to the outer end islands, where I loot the nearby end city. I board the floating ship and collect the elytra, granting the ability to fly, which is why I bought the rockets. I get a shulker to hit me and fly 40 blocks up, and get teleported 100 meters with 1 ender pearl throw. I return home and complete my map on day 50 using the elytra. I then put it up in my house. Day 51 I spent taming an ocelot and curing a zombie villager, so I can work towards the Haggler achievement. I wanted to treat him well, so I built him a farm, a bodyguard, and worked on getting him a music disc in the night. Before getting a disc, I decided to get 3 wither skeleton skulls, as I need to kill the wither for many achievements. I also kill a wither skeleton with the head of another equipped. It takes me 3 days to get home, and I continue mission music disc by trapping a skeleton and a creeper and lining up the shots. Day 56, I build up 50 blocks and kill a skeleton in attempt to get the sniper duel achievement. But it doesn't work, so I return to our villager and play him a song. When night comes, I trap a skeleton, and then in the morning of day 57, I wake up in a different world. Basically, there are 6 achievements impossible in the original world, mostly because of the biomes, as there is not infinite worlds in this version. So for the next 10 days, the goal is to complete them in this separate world. The first new structure I find is a shipwreck. I find a treasure map in it, and the treasure contains the heart of the sea, which I would need to craft a conduit. With the rest of the treasure, I make a sword and armour and set out to get 8 nautilus shells. I get 4 silly sea pickles and find an ocean monument that I would raid later. I kill my first drown that drops a shell and set up a little base. On day 62, I make a conduit and head to the ocean monument, where I use an old trick to open up the top. I place the conduit and then use the blocks from the roof to complete it. I then kill the Ender Guardian, who drops a sponge, and spend the next day underwater. The last thing I had to do in this world was get every wall colour, impossible in the original world because of the lack of cacti. I go flower picking on day 64 and realise that I need lapis lazuli, which is the only blue dye in this version. I end up finding 3 veins of diamond before 1 of lapis lazuli. I smelt some cactus as the sun sets and also dry the sponge from the ocean monument. I make every colour of wool except for 1. No jungle means I needed to find a natural brown sheep. I find and shear him on the 10th and final day of this world and kiss it goodbye. Day 67, my only goal was to mine, with the Beaconator achievement in mind. I even built a fancy smelting machine, and then mined for the next 5 days. I got bored and decided to knock out some easy achievements on day 74. I built a pillar above the skeleton trap and aimed to kill a skeleton from 50 meters, turn around and dive for a 1x1 hole with my elytra, and then bounce up on a slime block 30 blocks. This did not go to plan. I put my second account in a cage and trapped a skeleton. I throw my second account some diamonds and then fly into a wall. The next night I built another pillar and drop onto the slime block and again go up so I can fly down this time. The next day I tear down the pillars and build 50 blocks away from a trapped skeleton and shoot him with my second account in the cage. On day 77 I made some leads and walked 5 llamas at once. Then on day 78 I lay out all my riches to see how close I was to getting the full beacon. As you can see, quite close. Bored of mining, I decided to get the final achievement that I needed to get in another world, for exploring 17 biomes. I got it after only 1 day, but then disaster. Somehow my original world had corrupted. New world, 20 days. Here's what I had to do. Kill the Wither, make a full beacon and get a certain enchantment. And that's it. And I thought I could do it. I got straight to mining and within 1 day I had diamonds, and had a full enchantment table by day 85. I mined my heart out, even finding the stronghold for the next 5 days. And on day 90 I got looting on a sword, so I make a nether portal and get lucky enough to spawn on a fortress. On day 95 I get the last skull and sprinted back to the mines. I made sure to get lots of emeralds for the Hagger achievement, but eventually I ran out of time. On day 100 I had collected 74 of the 80 available achievements and had officially failed. Over the next 17 days I spawned and killed the Wither, made a beacon, tore it down to make a golden apple and a big railroad, and finally fished until I got the Frostwalker enchantment, obtaining completion of Minecraft Xbox 360 edition. I would like to think that if my original world didn't corrupt, things would be different. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know and I will do the Xbox One edition and prove it. Goodbye.